how he felt when he got the news of Young Dolph passing. Let's listen to what he said. Pay attention.
The Dolph situation.
Right.
When you heard that news.
I almost lost my goddamn mind. I lost my cell phone that day. See, Dolph, whenever I had phones and shit in the joint, man, Dolph would sit on the phone 3-4 hours. You smell me? Just talking, just vibing. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the niggas that when Queen sent him over songs for me, he jumped right on it. Whenever any one of my people be around him and say a free Ralo thing, he do it. Whenever my family needed some money, he send it. You smell me? So like with Dolph, you know, I gotta choose that side. Why? That man in the ground. He got kids out this motherfucker that growing up without a bag. How the fuck I look? I ain't got no beef with your guy or nobody that's with him. Or whatever. I ain't saying he did it. I ain't saying that. Yeah. Whoever did whatever they did. But for me to be fucking with a nigga that this man was hating, you know, your guy was my favorite rapper all my life. But this man been fucking with me and my family and helping me with my livelihood and helping me feed my kids and shit. And looking out for my neighborhood. He the reason why he contributed to all we have today. For me to goddamn be fucking with some people and that man dead that he disliked it. And his wife, his girl out here raising the motherfucker by herself. I ain't doing that. I ain't saying I'm finna go over here and step on home and do none of that shit. I'm just saying it ain't the right thing to do. If your man's in the ground that you was fucking with and he didn't fuck with these people, I'm not finna do it. I ain't saying, hey, everybody, let's go to war. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying I'ma move right. If Goldmouth died today and he was beefing with a nigga, I'm not finna go. If Goldmouth died today and Jesus wanna come embrace me, I'm not doing that. All right, Jesus, assalamu alaikum. But I'm not finna go hug this man and embrace this man. I don't want no smoke. Do your thing. You smell me? But whoever it is, you smell me? That's just me. Because I don't want nobody to do that to me. I don't want nobody to do that to me.
Exactly.
It's hard to push back on anything that Ralo was saying as it pertains to Dolph or anyone in that scenario. I will say and add this to the conversation though. Sometimes you can't choose it. Sometimes it ain't no choosing that. I ain't saying it ain't no beef. Now when you choose sides in this, homie, smoke go with that. Sometimes you choose sides in this kind of shit, smoke go with that. Ain't no, I'm in it, but I ain't in it. And so sometimes you got to prepare for war when you choose sides. And so here's the thing now. If you're Key Glock, because I want to address the internet and everyone saying, though, yo, we don't see Key Glock embracing the Ralo movement as it pertains to Dolph. I don't think there's no disrespect, but Key Glock is on the other side of this. Where it ain't just no music and it ain't just no free nothing. It's really smoke behind this. So no disrespect to Ralo, but if I'm Key Glock and I do hear you say, you know, I fuck with Dolph, I love Dolph, but I ain't saying I ain't saying I'ma step on them folks, or I ain't saying, you know, them guys this or that, then I'ma stay away from you, because that's what I'm saying over here. Yeah, nah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying step on them folks over here. If I believe that to be the case, I ain't saying that that's what's happening. But I'm saying if we drill this down, we haven't saw Key Glock with Ralo. So it begs the question, what are the many reasons could that be for? Another reason that can be for is Key Glock and his family, they may not try to relive that a lot. They may try to move away from. You know, there's a thin line between keeping the name alive and making us relive it. You see what I'm saying? And so maybe there's a conversation to be had about the kind of content that you want to attach to Dolph's name. You dig what I'm saying? Especially naming songs after him and things like that, right? So you got to start to take other things in consideration, because there are family members that's grieving, there's children that's growing. But on the other hand, Ralo has some of his real right homeboys with him. But the internet is questioning why we don't see Key Glock, why we don't see Glock posted, why we don't see Glock engaged with it. You know, I guess we'll find out. I do not think it's no beef with Key Glock and Ralo. I want to be on record saying that. Right? We have a podcast, we deal with music and all things surrounding music and how it plays into the music. But I truly believe that Key Glock is examining and evaluating what's going on, because if you look into everything that's going on, and I won't go into some of those things because there's cases that's open, there's things that's happened that you can point at and say, no, this is a kind of serious matter. There's things happening. This isn't just something that's just, right? It's situations. There's things going on. And while I do enjoy the new song with Ralo, I think it's a great song. And I think Ralo is getting better with his rapping. But I do think that not seeing Key Glock is not a coincidence. You know? One thing you must also understand is that the fans can sniff out certain things, and overwhelmingly, it seems like Dolph fans are activated and supporting the Ralo thing. But there's a thin line, and you got to be careful with that to make sure it doesn't come off as clout chasing. Continue making the music, continue making your records. That's your homeboy. Continue to put him down in music. Continue to make sure people keep his name alive. But it may be a conversation to be had with the family. And that's me just stating the obvious, right? My job is to examine the music. So I'm stating the obvious. Key Glock hasn't embraced that. Ain't no way around that. It ain't no way to tiptoe around it and act like that ain't right. So y'all know us. We real. It's Up There Podcast, Big Loon. I got to keep it real. You see what I'm saying? I would love to have a conversation with one of those guys and figure that out. Is there a conversation that need to be had with the family? Are we trying to move away from speaking this way in records as it pertains to his name? We now moved on to now getting streets in his name, getting buildings after him, right? You got to be in concert with the family, right? And that's what I think. That's my opinion. That's my take. It's Up There Podcast. Y'all come to patreon.com. It's Up There Podcast for the vibes. You know what the vibes is. It's up there. Love.